What's up, VeVe Flippers, and welcome to another episode of the VeVe Show, where Chad from NFT Pirates, Dozer, aka The Comic Way, and I interview the greatest minds from this community. So if that sounds like your thing, hit subscribe because today we're interviewing NFT Jeremy.
All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the VeVe Show. We are here with special guest today, NFT Jeremy, one of the big boys in the leagues that doesn't just know about VeVe, but knows about a bunch of different things. So super thrilled to have him on. You know, we got a lot of cool news for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the drop, how we all did. We're going to be going into some different collectibles. And then at the end, we actually have a bit of a game plan for you as well. So do stick around till then. So how did we all do on the drop, man?
Trying to pet his head. Yeah.
Can you show him the butthole? Show everyone the butthole
out, bro. Oh, no. You can't see that one. I had a different one up, but you can see his big buttholes. Like, dude, those things are detailed, man. So the drop for me, man, I got a couple of rares. Actually already flipped those and then upgraded to a backstab. So it was a, what is it, 385, and it was like 480 or something like that. So pretty satisfied. That was the plan from the beginning. So yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
good flip.
Good flip, dude.
Yeah, I did the same here, man. I kind of got screwed in the drop, and then afterwards I was like, you know what? I saw the floor of like 420, and I ended up buying 2 Cossacks because I was like, you know what? Just give it a few more weeks, and I think the floor is going to go up exponentially. So
yeah, like what I was just saying to the boys earlier, before the podcast, I'm like, if these sell for anything under $600, I'm gonna buy like 3 of them because these will be at $1,200 in like a week's time. The floor, it was like at 380, and we bought in, and then bought another one in at like 470 or something, and now the floor is $600, like steady, man. Like,
struck out from the drop. The only reason I bought one right now for the 400 range was, would you buy an ultra rare Dragon Girl for $400? Hell yeah, and that's my mentality. Why I bought one.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
And your brother got the sweetest deal, starting off with 40 gems. This is embodiment of a fucking VeVe flipper right here.
Yeah. So my brother is way smarter than me when it comes to these drops, man. So what he did is he actually went after the uncommon and a rare. And on the uncommon, he got a mint number 87. Because if you're going at the same time as everybody else, and you're on some of these, like, you know, I guess less popular collectibles at the moment, you can really score good on the mints. So he flipped that for 400 gems. And then with those 400 gems, he bought a rare that was a mint number 72. So he actually did better for doing that. And now he's trying to flip that for about 600 to 700 gems. And then he's going to go buy a Cossack, the ultra rare. And so what a great little strategy, right? So, because let's be real, if there's 300,000 users on this app and there's 888 pieces, is that, you know, the chances of you getting that is like 1 in 300. If you presume that everybody's going after that collectible.
Exactly. And I just want to emphasize that strategy with the rare and the ultra rare. So this is one thing I point out to my followers a lot, is the fact that everyone's going to be going for the ultra rare. And yeah, the ultra rare will give a good return, but it's a risk versus reward. And in this scenario, the rare was going to flip for a very good profit. And if you could score 2 of them using 2 phones or something along those lines, you're going to be able to get the ultra rare, which will in return give you that 1,200. So in these sort of drops, it's definitely worth going for the rare because everyone's focused on the ultra rare.
Right. Well said, James. Yeah.
Anyways, did you want to talk a little bit about what was I going to say?
The floor's going, it's at 540 now, by the way, if you guys are trying to copy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's gone down a little bit.
Chad's gonna be doing it like he like buys stuff like while he's looking at the screen. He just memorizes where to press on his finger.
Well, yeah, I bought one of the rares because it was like 1888 editions. And it was like 90 gems, bro. And I was like, wow, that's like, it's pretty solid, right?
Like even those will go up. Like the neon look pretty. Those look cool.
They look cool.
They look really nice.
That translucent look that's going on about it, that looks sick.
Yeah.
Could you emphasize those collectibles for us, Dozer? Because you actually have one of those collectibles.
Yeah, actually, so yeah, Frank Kozak, man, he's actually the guy that started Kid Robot. So I love Kid Robot, man, but I love South Park more. So that was why I've had this bad boy for a while, dude. Check this out, man. See?
Got the stick of truth going on.
Kid Robot.
Crazy, bro.
That's where I first saw these, man. So I first saw these Kid Robot figures at Comic-Con. And I'm like, dude, they're cool as shit because like some of them come in like little mystery boxes. This one actually came from the special edition of the video game. I freaking love the game Stick of Truth. But yeah, they're cool little collectibles, man. Like Kid Robot, they're almost like Funko Pops, like the little those little mystery boxes. They're just cooler looking than the mini Funko Pops. So that alone was like, dude, I really want this Kozak piece.
Yeah, and I've seen that the Kid Robot collaborate with a lot of artists, and some of these collectibles get up to Brabix status. Like we're talking in the thousands.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good comparison. Bear Brick, Funko. I mean, Kid Robot's gonna be up there, man. I mean, they got some cool licenses, so
yeah,
just check them out, dude.
Very, 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 very hype. Like, so like when you think of all this hype demographic that's going on with shoe flipping and any of that, these fit in that niche very strong, which is why things like this, Ritmo, anything that has that sort of esque about that premium little statue, that stuff's really popular, and it is good to focus on that because you know it's going to give you a good return, whether it be short term or long term. You know,
I was kind of surprised with serial killers, man. Like a little disappointed with those. Count's doing okay, but I thought the floor would be a lot higher by now.
Yeah, I think it's just because like that whole collection gives me massive pedo vibes. Makes me feel uncomfortable. I love Ron English. I don't have any sort of emotional connection with Cyril, but those collectibles, with the price that they're at right now, getting in on things like Captain Crunch and stuff, I think people underestimate how much those are going to sell for in the future. And I stand by that because of the fact is, yeah, it's a niche, but what people got to realize is within the metaverse, there's going to be niches, and every niche is going to have a fandom. And this is Ron English, very strong. Jump on any clubhouse, see people talking about this stuff. There's clubhouses dedicated towards it, and you start to get an understanding of what the underground about these collectibles are.
Gallery is still one of the best like value buys right now, dude. As far as ultra rares, I mean, just the mint number value. I mean, that's a great piece right now that I actually like right now.
What's the floor on that one?
Right now? It's like 170.
Yeah, like 170 almost.
Yeah, what ultra rare can you get for that? What ultra rare from an art like drop with mints like that are you going to get?
Not only that, the mint numbers are low on all of them.
88.
Yeah. I seen someone say, "Oh, they high mints" the other day. I'm like, "What the fuck are you on about?"
No, not at all,
dude. You do not understand this ecosystem.
But man, talking about that with the new drop that just came out today, like the rare is the same amount of editions as Count, and it's going for 90 gems, one of them. So, I mean, if you're thinking about, if you're basing your evaluation off edition numbers, I mean, that could be one of the biggest steals, if not the biggest steal on the app right now.
Yep.
I think one of the biggest steals is the Harlequin. People underestimate that artist. Just trying to think what the Bruce Timms. Yeah, Bruce Timms has like this really quirky sort of sexual kind of artwork that creates this like really strong demographic. You can just jump on Instagram and you can see all the followings and the fan pages with Bruce Timm. And when there's colored iterations of this, when they re-release black and white and colored, you can even look at all the advertisements on the Marvel page and stuff. Bruce Timm, it gets released as a colored rendition. So once that happens, these are all going to go up It's first season collectible, and you can score them at 100 gems. Like,
Hey,
can I say more?
Really cool fact about Bruce Timm, dude. The Harley Quinn, the Bruce Timm, she's actually the first one on VeVe. That she's not just the first appearance on VeVe, but the same model used is the same model from her first appearance comic. Because Bruce Timm, that's the actual artist that made the original rendition.
Yeah.
If you look at, if you watch my video on Harley Quinn and you look at that model, it's the exact same like cartoon style from the first appearance on the comic Batman Avengers 12. That's what she looked like.
Honestly, that's probably my favorite style Harley Quinn. I also really love Terry Dodson. I think Terry Dodson done a fucking phenomenal job of that artwork. That collectible is fucking a sleeper too.
For sure.
Yeah, the first appearance, that's what she looked like in the Batman the Animated Series, which is where she first made her debut even before the comic book. So that was the first way she was supposed to look. That's why I love that collectible, dude.
Yeah. And have you seen it in color? It looks amazing. Sorry, you go on, Chad.
Amazing. I can't wait for the color version. I've seen them all. I even saw our homie Granola dude in color. He looks awesome too in color. They have a few of them in color.
Granola.
Actually, Granola Batman in color actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just actually getting,
just getting a little getting a little bit of feedback going on with your mic or whatever.
Is it me?
Mine?
No. Just in Dozer, I can hear a little bit of echoing.
Okay.
How do I sound now, dude?
Yeah, that sounds good. It's just more when you tilt your head down. It's like
just don't move. Just sit still. Don't move your head.
Yeah, don't move, you piece of shit.
Bro, you guys got to stop talking about these FAs, man. Because like every time you talk about the Harleys, the Joker, man, the Penguin, like I keep buying. So you can just calm down.
Yeah. Yo, kudos to James, bro, for the Givenchy drop, man. Like, he called that out and was like, it's the only one commissioned. People were flipping it for 200 gems, and now the floor is literally like 720 to 750, man. On that.
Let me elaborate on this, just to give you an idea on how you can flip your way up. So like with those Givenchy pieces, right? I scored the rares and some of those ultra rares on the market, and was like flipping them back for like the Givenchy piece. I ended up getting five of those Givenchy pieces. I then bought like a professor, and then I flipped that for more, and then I came back and I bought these rabbits, and I got 3 of the rabbits, which I'm going to flip at like 1,200. So like I'm starting from a price point of like 100 gems, which I've brought from flipping other collectibles, 100 gems, and I'm essentially turning this into multiples, like into like $3,000. And this is the kind of money that can be made in the space. Like, I didn't do a very good job of explaining that, but like you can make some. Where else can you turn $100 into $3,000 in a matter of like 2 months, or not even that, like a month? It just doesn't happen. And if you're doing that on scale, Sorry,
and you can do that with every drop. You can do that with every drop, bro. Like now we're seeing like 2, potentially 4 drops a week. You're gonna make some money.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially if you follow us. Like,
but you gotta know what you gotta do it right, man. You gotta know what you're doing. You can't you got to throw emotion out the window. You cannot FOMO. Like when things go on the market right away, that's when you take advantage of the stuff you get on the drop. Because like, I don't want to take advantage of people, but people are, I mean, if I put something up for sale and people buy it, that's how much it's worth. That's what they want it for. So
exactly. Did you see the video that I was talking about with market manipulation?
Yeah.
So like this is so where people are taking advantage of people who are FOMOing. You can literally drop people's floor price just by fucking with their emotions. So it's important not to use your emotions, especially until VeVe start regulating things within the market a little bit more like that. Just be careful. Like I've got people who message me coming in saying, "Oh, I just sold." Like back when there was like Krepkins and stuff like that, they're like, "Oh, I just sold like my Amanda Connor or whatever, and so I could get the Krepkins and now have the full Krepkins drop." And I'm just like, not every drop's gonna be amazing, dude. Like that Cthulhu was really good, but
Yeah.
I don't fuck with that Krepkin's drop. And people
Yo,
like,
Midnight Chupacabra's coming, secret rare. That's gonna be big.
that will
Yeah.
be big, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't mess with Kripkins.
Yeah, nah.
Well, I think that's Sorry, Dozer, go for it, bro.
Oh no, go for it, dude. I said I like Cthulhu. I think Cthulhu's a cool character.
Oh, for sure. Cosmic Cthulhu is amazing.
Yeah.
And there's a
Solid.
demographic within of that, like HP Lovecraftian is some of the biggest fan base you'll get, like with the mythology based around that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say quickly, like I think the big thing too that people have to realize is like, David Yu on Clubhouse yesterday came out and said that, everything has to be equitable, there has to be, fair value, it has to be accessible. And so, things that we have to remember is that not everything that you buy is going to go up in value. Like a Krypton, that's just an uncommon one. And 3 years from now might be similar price, might be like $20, $30, like who knows, right? So a lot of people I think that are just buying everything up are making an assumption that everything's going to skyrocket. But we see in collecting, because if you think about it, VeVe is really taking all these different brands from all over the world and bringing it over into this digital kind of world. It's not like everything's just going to be exponential in value. It's just going to be like the real world where some things really become exceptionally rare and other things are more affordable and easy to get. So like, that's another thing too, is like when you're buying these things, you got to be a little more kind of strategic, right?
Yeah,
That's a really good point. Yeah,
it's a very, very valid point. And the thing is with any economy, there needs to be polarity and differences within the market. Otherwise, what do you have to reference? How do you say this collectible is worth this much when everything's worth that much? Like it,
right?
If there's no difference, there's no value.
It'll be supply and demand. Kind of like the 2D Ultraman. There was a lot of supply and there wasn't that much demand. Now that the word's out in the block that it's the first Marvel collectible, now there's a serious demand for it.
Right.
I'm spewing. I didn't buy. Like I've been talking with Dozer about that, and we've chatted about this for ages, saying that this collectible is undervalued. But I never bought one. I never took my own advice, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the thing that video, the video that you made, Dozer, really put it in perspective. Like before, I was sort of just talking out my ass a bit, and then once Dozer made that, I was like, oh fuck me, and then the whole the floor just rose, dude.
Yeah, I got a couple messages like, man, I wanted to buy that. I'm like, listen, I only have two. It's not like I went on the market and bought a bunch of them. Like I just had the original two. I wasn't trying to raise the floor. Like I just wanted people to know that this is a badass collectible. I was tired of people shitting on it, man. It's such a good collectible. It's a secret rare.
Right.
It's badass. And it's the first freaking Marvel comic cover.
Yeah, and just got to emphasize the fact that secret rare, how it's like a mythical status in comparison to an ultra rare, and people are treating it like it's a common.
Exactly. It's like video games. Video games, they got the rare items like in World of Warcraft that are like purple. And then they got those mythical pieces that are like orange labeled. I mean, that's how I see the secret rares. I mean, dude, they put them in front of your list. I mean, if you go up your list of collectibles, they got the secret bam right in the front. Like like people that have like baller collections, they got the Ghostbusters logos, and then they got their Ultraman secret up top.
And I think that's one of the greatest points that you made, Dozer, too, is like, if you think about it, okay, sure, there's 3,800 editions, but it's one of 3 secret rares. Like, so there's 3 secret rares. And that's the other thing that's going to have a lot of scarcity long term. There might be, like you said, 1 secret rare a year,
Yeah,
and people might freak out. Yesterday I was listening to that Clubhouse, and I heard they said that they're gonna make secret rares comic books. Can you imagine if this comic, since it's a secret rare, tomorrow debut comes out and says, FY, all you guys that have that secret Ultraman, that is now a readable comic book too. Can you imagine that shit?
Yeah, like bro. Took my breath away there a bit.
I'm super excited about those comics, man. Those are gonna be cool.
God,
yeah, it's gonna happen.
I was wondering what they were gonna do with
they're gonna be like randomly given. So I guess if you're gonna buy a comic book, a digital comic book, and you're gonna have like a 1 in like 1,000 chance of getting the secret bear variant. I mean, can you imagine that? It's gonna be like blind boxes almost.
But what
Right.
I will say about the secret rare is the secret rare isn't a comic cover though. Isn't that a figure in the box, representing a figure in the box, or is that a comic cover?
No, that's a comic cover. That is a comic book cover. That's by John Tyler Christopher. They look like figures in a box, but they're comic covers. They're pretty popular in the comic world. And Star Wars, you see them a lot. It's a comic book that you read, but the cover looks like a packaged figure. I have some of them on my Instagram on display where they actually, people tell me they look like action figures, but they're comics.
So I was confused because they were talking about the opposable, like the fact that it could move and everything in the description, and I was like, oh, okay, it seems a bit weird within all these other covers, but now it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it looks like an action figure, but it is a comic book cover. I have the physical comic book of that.
Wow.
One thing I wanted to really talk about is the fact that Jeremy, he's taken like this time, he's taken time out of the space for a bit. We haven't really seen him too much. And he just announced that he's sort of moved most of his portfolio from cryptocurrency to VeVe. And this guy is massive in this space. And the fact that he's making a move like this just really emphasizes how great VeVe is. And like, would you be able to just elaborate on why you took that decision?
Yeah, so we were talking about this before, but so everyone knows my background. I got real lucky with Ethereum like last spring, like February, March. I loaded up on Ethereum. It was like 130, 140 a pop, and sold. Probably like I still hold Ethereum and some other crypto, but sold. I think it was like 80% of my total portfolio, and some of that went. We paid off one of our properties, and then the rest of it went through VeVe. But yeah, man, like, I don't know, man. Like I'm real big on, I have like a spreadsheet. I keep track of everything I buy, everything I sell. I go, the date that I bought it, date that I sold it, I keep track of everything. And I'm looking at like the returns, like the percentages, and it's just insane. Like, and with this, I feel like I'm in control, right?
Yeah.
Like what we're talking about right now is this time away from YouTube. I'm watching your guys' videos and I've really like learned a lot, like which items to buy, how to flip properly, how to approach drop days, how to have a strategy on drop day. And dude, the returns are insane. But
yeah.
we're still very early. And I think like as more items come in, I think it's going to be very saturated. So that's why it's very important for us to pick these items that are actually going to be going up in value now,
Yep, definitely. Like,
But I love it, dude. And on top of that, man, it's addicting. It's fun. Like I've been in the dog pound a couple of times with the wife. Like she doesn't like when I'm on it, but dude, I spend like 6 hours a day like looking at VeVe, bro.
It's funny.
I know you're feeling
Chad were talking about that. Like me and Chad were talking about that. Our misses are not happy, but my partner's actually really waking up to it now because she's starting to see the potential, and she's like, "Wow, I'm impressed that you picked up on this so early and built this like community around it." And Dozer's partner is just so supportive about it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, she has a pretty flexed account, dude, man. Like her VeVe account has like a Barda, she has Todd's. I mean, you look at her account, it looks like an OG's account. So I mean, I freaking love going through all the collectibles she has. Yeah, she's supportive, man. I mean, she helps me with all the videos too. I mean, she does a lot of the editing, and she's all on board. So I don't end up on the doghouse as much as poor Jeremy, man.
Dude,
No, she's warming up to it. It's getting better.
All right, good, dude, good.
I'll show her like
Not
my numbers, man. Like that
intro to it, she was like, "What the fuck are you doing buying $400 worth of Bardas?"
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, dude?
I was saying like I'll show my wife like my returns, and then like when the Givenchy dropped, like she's big on like all these big name brands, and I think that's like what sold it. She was like, "Okay, this is actually pretty legit." And then I told her like, this is just the beginning of that. They're gonna have like Louis, maybe like Dior, something like that. But yeah, then I showed her like, I flipped a couple of those and showed her the returns, and I think she's warming up to it.
Yeah. I feel like the Givenchy drop was like a little bit of a break. VeVe's like, okay, so we need to start making the wives happy.
Yeah.
Happy wives, happy lives.
For sure, man.
My wife's still not happy, man. It was funny. I don't know, but one of the community members, she said that she flipped one of her Louis Vuitton purses, like an old one, to buy a Starfire. And my fiance wants me to do the exact opposite. She's like, go sell your Starfire and get me one of these purses. So she's still not bought into it yet, man.
That mine is said, because I'll be like, yo, I just bought this for like 1,200 gems. And she's like, $1,200? You could buy me something for that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, but you know, I'm actually going to get some value out of this. You know, I can't convert it's a big process, the gems, the fiat, like, just let me do my thing. But
That's cool.
Man, like my partner, I'm just like, oh, you know, I've got this collectible I just spent $1,000 on, and she's like, you spent $1,000 on that? And then I'm like, yeah, but have a look at this. And she's like, I do not understand this, but keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, spending $1,000 on a professor, bro, that seems like crazy right now. It won't seem crazy when we're doing a video from now, months from now.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I just want to emphasize market cycles. This happens in crypto space. Jeremy would be familiar with this. When something happens, history will generally repeat itself. So you've seen, okay, this is where the position was. It was at $2,000-$3,000 for one of those professors. And yeah, now it's dipped. But what you got to have a look at is all the collectibles that were relative to that professor at the time have all climbed. The professor hasn't climbed yet. So this is your only chance to get in while this professor is obtainable, because I guarantee you by the end of the year, you won't be able to get one of those professors under $10,000.
100%.
But going off of that though, sorry, Dozer, to cut you off there. But like, because Comic-Con's coming up, man. So like, would you recommend going for maybe some of these FAs, like the Harleys and things like that? Because Comic-Con's like coming up. We know that the people that are going to be a part of that community. Or would you still, if you had like 1,000 gems, would you still go for the professor?
Dude, I'm a comic guy. If I had 1,000 gems, I would go for the professor just because there's only 450 of them. Eventually, because this is what's gonna happen. The comic crowd is gonna come. They're gonna get all the FAs. They're gonna want VeVe products though, once they have a VeVe account. So they are gonna want, like me, I don't like Powerpuff Girls. I could care less about Powerpuff Girls. I only want the professor because he's rare. He's a badass looking model and he looks cool next to the Gnoma Batman.
Yeah. What you got to look at is these are assets, and people want assets that other people can't have.
Exactly.
And it's beta too, man. Like this came out, like this was literally a test run product that they put in China because it was China locked to see. The only reason it was that such low edition numbers is because they were seeing if it would actually sell in a place that didn't have much traction yet, right? So like this is why, like this is going to make history in terms of like when people look back at this in 10 years being like, wow, you had a collectible, like one of 1,500 collectibles from a PP2 set. Like if you think about that whole set, there's only 1,500 in there, and we see ultra rares going for 1888 now, and that's considered low. So it's just incredible, right? When you think about that. And on top of that, so many people are messaging me now, and I'm sure all of us, but they're like, hey, I just bought a prof, and they're like, I'm holding it. And I'm like, wow, like it's only going to take another few hundred people before all of these things are just being held. And then between us, we own more than 1% of the market share of profs. So like probably between all the people watching, there's 10%, you know?
And then you look at the marketplace, there's only 15 available right now. Show me another collectible in the marketplace where there's only 15 available. I'll wait. Okay.
Yeah, there are items in that series, but yeah, I mean that's a strong series.
Yeah, dude.
There's 200 more bubbles, and she goes for 2K, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I bought a him, bro. I'm still psyched about that. It was a crazy deal. I had to get it.
Professor and Donnie are the coolest collectibles out of that set. Donnie's gonna be your pet. The professor's gonna be your avatar. I mean, like, fuck me. Like, if you had that walking down the street, that's like driving your Lambo down the road, isn't it?
Yeah, him is dude. Him is creepy though, dude. He looks like something out of like the movie Insidious, bro. He's got those crab hands, and he just looks like a creepy character, man.
And that's why he's popular. That's why it'd be popular.
Yeah. And he's going to be so controversial too. Like, cause when you start like looking, I did a review on him, and it was like, he talks about how he's like very satanic, and how he has like this really kind of psychological demeaning kind of demeanor about him. And it was like just this interesting read up. And I was like, man, in the future, like when you think about like LGBTQ and all those different things, people are probably going to look at this and be like, is this even an acceptable character anymore? Like, that's the way I look at it. And I'm like,
He's supposed to be Satan, dude. So of course he's gonna be controversial.
That's a great point that I think's actually underplayed. That's a great point that you brought up, dude, because what people need to understand is that this isn't necessarily it's a more of an emotional investment, and the psychology of the way communities and stuff form around things will have a big impact, and anything controversial is going to be desired, especially by trolls. They're going to be like, yeah, but what are you going to do about it? I got it. What are you going to do about it?
Right.
Yeah.
And we live in a cancel culture now too, right? What were you saying, Dozer?
I said the professor, he's not controversial. He's clean looking. He's basically like
exactly
Chad, man. He's likable.
I liked your analysis on Professor, because you were talking about how he was the one that like started the girls. That was actually like a really good point too.
Yeah, he's the chemical god. So like, if it wasn't for Professor, like the whole Powerpuff series pretty much wouldn't exist. And then Mojo Jojo was actually the guy that actually hit Professor with the test tube, and then that's what actually basically created that whole concoction that was started the Powerpuff. And so like that to me, like when you get this, because if you think about it, when there's at least 1,500 serious Powerpuff Girl fans in the entire world, and if we get 10 of those in there that start thinking about this stuff, they're going to be like going crazy in that little fandom, like James talked about, like in the VeVe verse, they're going to have their little squadron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Discussing this stuff.
And another avenue that this could also go down, and this is just a little bit of an ego boost for you, Chad, is, bro, you've got like a really strong following growing, and I can just see like people relating the Professor to you, dude. It'll be like having the NFT of Chad. And the thing is you're like a sort of leader in amongst this community, and we're just so early on. I just feel like it'll be part of that club. People will want the Professor because you love the Professor so much and they follow your content, and people underestimate like the kind of communities that can actually build behind these collectibles.
Right. I appreciate that, man. I mean, I'm still so small time, but it's just cool, like, to be a part of it. And it's like all of us here, like sometimes I wonder how this all kind of came to be, like I even look at like, man, I remember watching NFT Jeremy's channel when you had like, I think it was like 1.2K subs, Jeremy. And then like 2 weeks went by and you were at like 3K. I was like, holy man, like, and I remember like with your,
a lot of that was like, oh shoot, sorry. I was just going to say a lot of that was like Bonfire and Safe Moon, because I talked about a lot of different crypto and stuff.
Man, but your editing, bro, is insane. Like I need to learn from you, dude. Like if you can do a crash course for us,
a lot of work, man. A lot of work. But yeah, thank you.
You have an editing background though, right? Like
yeah. Yeah. So I've been editing for like 10, 11 years. I did a lot of like freelance editing. When I was in the Air Force, I was stationed in Italy. I lived there for 3 years. And during that time, we traveled to a different country every weekend, and that's when I really got a lot of good experience. I actually have one of my channels still up of like all of our going out and traveling, and dude, I would put like 40-50 hours into these videos, bro. They're hardcore. And then when I came back to the States, I started doing like freelance for like businesses and stuff like that, man. So, and then I had a gaming channel too, where I was doing, I think it was like a year of like one video every day. And so,
wow.
When you're doing that, man, like you learn very quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. So what did you do in the Air Force, dude?
I did like logistics, like transportation.
Oh yeah.
We drove like trucks, and I think the coolest thing was like we drove like celebrities and stuff. So I met like Scarlett Johansson, Tom Brady when I was deployed. That was pretty cool. Like we drove him around and he threw some balls to us. So that was pretty cool, man. Like a lot of that stuff.
Wow.
Sinbad, I drove Sinbad around. But
Jeremy,
yeah, I think that was like the coolest thing.
That's awesome, dude. I already had you here, man. Now that I knew that you did that and you were a veteran, I got more respect for you, man. Thanks for your service.
Dude, that's amazing. That's amazing. Respect, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, man. It's so, yeah, now like my full-time job is like, I'm a software developer. So I'm like in the tech space, learning like blockchain, learning a lot of different like languages and stuff. And then you know, eventually, like my goal right now, man, is like retirement in 4 to 5 years. And it's like, my goal is VeVe full time
Yeah, dude.
here soon.
If anyone's going to be able to do it, I believe you're going to do it, man. You're a smart,
we're all
you're a
gonna
smart
get
dude.
there.
You're
We're
a
all gonna
smart
get there,
dude.
man.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, fuck. I just get so hyped about being involved in this space. Just I don't know, just I feel like we have a really good opportunity. Anyone who is in here watching us now, there is such a good opportunity, and don't dismiss it, because this is going to change lives.
100%.
Yeah, and to go harp on what you were saying, James, like, you know, I was like 2 months ago, or maybe a month and a half ago, I ended up buying a prof for like 2.2K. And now it's a K. So like, people that think that the opportunities don't exist are wrong, because they're still here, right? And like, Todd right now is still going for 300 gems, the first minted NFT to ever exist. You know what I mean? By one of the legendary artists, and the first ever set while in beta back in 2020. Like, there's so many opportunities that are still in the app. And the one thing I would say is, people got to do a better job of zigging when other people are zagging. What I mean by that is, like, people get FOMO on a certain collectible, and then everyone just goes like crazy on that one collectible. When we looked at like the Ultraman poster, that was still such a great buy. I mean, when people were all about Superman, I was like, let me go buy an FA Joker for 89 gems. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's where people got to start thinking more holistically.
And coming from someone who's really big on marketing, people really got to think about why people are buying things, why people are doing things, and why the market's behaving. When a market reacts a certain way, you got to go, okay, so why is that happening? And being involved in the community and having a look at that. One thing that happens is people will buy in a collectible, the price will drop, and they'll get foam. I mean, sorry, they'll start like shitting on VeVe and whatnot, and getting a little bit of FUD going. And the psychology behind that is, oh, I bought in earlier, therefore VeVe owes to me, you know, because I was in so early, and now people are entering in now. They would rather shit on VeVe than admit the fact that they didn't enter in at the best opportunity. And there's just FUD can build around that. And you just got to really analyze the way the market is behaving, and you got to analyze when things are getting released. So you've got like the money transmitter license. When that gets released, there's going to be a dip, and there's going to be a bit of FUD around that. But why that's happening is because people who were too scared to sell privately are going to be able to sell. So there's going to be a lot of competitors in the market. You've seen this happen when the marketplace reopened on VeVe. The marketplace was shut for ages. Everyone was selling on Discord. The moment that opened, all the collectibles dropped in value. So you got to look at these opportunities to make money. I literally doubled the price of my collection in one of these opportunities, and you just got to really look at it and understand it and analyze it to a T. Like, I sit here for hours and hours and analyze all these little discrepancies and stuff like that within it.
It's very similar to like crypto. Like, so if you could like look at a collectible, and then like this is why data sorry, excuse me. This is why data is so important to look at. And there's two YouTubers that I really like that are kind of like small. Like Butt Thompson is like an OG, but he doesn't care to like his, like, you know, he still has like a small amount of subscribers because he kind of just messes around, but he has like a spreadsheet of like data, you know, and he updates it like every 3-4 days. And it's important to look at historical data, you know. But yeah, like if you were to, like the professor, for example, Chad, you said it was as high as like 2,000, you know, like it's just like crypto or stock or something, like, you know, it's going to get back up there. So yeah, I mean, that's actually a really good point of like, you know, you got to look at that stuff.
Yeah, dude. And shout out to Butt Thompson. He is amazing. He's providing really the best spreadsheets in the space.
And the Rebel Duck is the other one. He's pretty solid.
Yeah, Rebel Duck did a spreadsheet on me yesterday. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, he's cool. He does it like all the big YouTubers, and he's like, and then he goes into deep analysis. Like for us, for NFT Pirates, he goes on mint numbers as an example. For the Gale, he goes on like his top sleepers. Like it's really cool. What has he done for you, Dozer? What did he do?
He did some chart where he was showing how my videos have influenced the market on it. It was kind of cool. He
Oh,
had,
that's
like,
crazy.
That's
to
cool.
me. It was pretty cool. Like, shout out to Rebel Duck.
Oh,
I
man,
got,
Sweet.
cool to have an ally in the Rebel Alliance, man. The Rebel Duck.
thanks for pointing that out. I honestly never, man, like it's really hard to look at everyone's content out there. And I seen him like make a comment about, he was just like, oh, something about promoting Harlequin or whatever in a comp, and that's a smart way to like manipulate things and whatnot. And I was sort of wondering what he was getting at. But now that I know he makes this content, I'm definitely gonna have to check that content out.
I love
Yeah,
it, man.
man.
He'll go through each item. He'll talk about like, the circulating supply, the previous low. It's just like stocks or crypto day trading. Like if you
Really,
look at it from that point of view, like that's where you can really see some gains by the dips, man.
Yeah.
we need to get him on the channel.
Yeah.
Bro, I was his first subscriber, man. He reached out to me
Nice.
he reached out to me on email, and then I went and checked out his content, and I was like, this is amazing. And then everybody caught on right away. Crypto Maniac, all those guys started pushing him out, but like he goes into depth. Like there's a few videos he got like an hour and a half long, just like literally going at every collectible. So
And I'll sit there and watch it and let it play while I'm like doing other
right,
stuff.
That's
right.
amazing, dude. That's amazing. I didn't even know this existed. And that just shows you how in depth this community is at such a, it's so early. Like I've never seen a community flourish like this. It's, people say, oh, like there's gonna, what about the bear market and whatnot? Yeah, there's gonna be a dip, but you really think all these people in the community are gonna be like, all right, pack the bags up, let's go? It's not gonna happen. There's no, you cannot diffuse something that has started like this.
Here to stay, man. This is the word.
Yeah, it's like, man, like I get emotional talking about this stuff because like the opportunities that have like come out, Comey even starting to talk about affiliate programs within their within their clubhouses, and this is like opportunities for people in the community to be able to grow. Like I don't know what they mean by that, but there's these sort of things, and it's just like these people understand community like the way Apple understands community. They're like the Apple of NFTs, and creating an ecosystem where everything just communicates so well. Like takes my
Yeah,
breath
bro.
away.
And it starts from the top. Like you got David on Instagram, like send him a message, he'll message you back. And this dude, like, he's like a CEO of like 20 companies and he's doing that. That's amazing. And then even like Reese, like, you could just call him and he'll answer the phone and like talk to you. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, and like David Yu's working 17 hours a day, and he gets back to
Yeah.
you, and it's him because his English is broken, and you're like,
He likes emojis.
yeah, and the people you can't fake him because he's the only one with this information. You know what I mean? And he's responding to everyone. I'm like, wow, he really cares about this because no other CEO would do that.
100%.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
James, can I put in a quick plug for the meme comp, bruh?
Yeah, bloody oath.
All right, man. Well, if you guys haven't heard, I know I was going to say at the beginning, but there's a meme competition that started today. All you have to do is basically do a hashtag VeVe Meme Masters. There's a little video on it as well. It's under the ECOMI announcements, but just want to put a plug in there because definitely want to see a lot of memes. There's 16 prizes to the top winners, and it's in partnership with ECOMI and VeVe. So just make sure that you're doing that. And we talked to Reese and he said there could be some potential for some Marvel, didn't say yes or no, but some Marvel prizes. So we'll see what the road lies ahead here.
Oh no.
no. No. Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Maybe that secret rare Ultraman.
Man, if that becomes a comic cover, man, like I would laugh at all the paper hands that just went and sold that off for 280 gems, and it becomes the first ever licensed Marvel comic, the only one that's ever been given out by a mistake from the actual ECOMI itself, might never happen ever again. Like, I feel like that would just be the biggest mistake you could ever make if you sold that off.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
why, man.
Let me just put something in perspective.
Dude.
Let me put something in perspective quick. When these dropped on Discord, they were selling for $10,000 a pop.
Yeah, I remember.
And
I remember
people
that.
who weren't there for that don't understand. But you got to look at the way the market behaves. It's going to come around full circle, and you're going to see that collectible sitting at like $8,000.
I think somebody bought one on eBay when they first came out, like $3,000. It was like something ridiculous, dude. Like something nowhere near the price right now.
No, it was like 10 grand. But Thompson like showed a sale of $10,000.
Wow. My brother, I don't know if you guys know this story, but he sold a low mint ultra rare DeLorean for 2,200 US. And it was like I think it was like a 2 something mint, like 200 and something mint. Could have been 2,400. I forget exactly the specifics, but like, I remember sitting there being like, holy crap. And then that's when, like, that was like when it was at its peak, and then it started to kind of die down a little bit after that. But like, there's some big opportunities, man. Like, big opportunities.
The hoverboards later today, dude. Speaking of DeLorean, the hoverboards, I'm hell of excited today. Dude, you're gonna be able to drive those later. Watch.
Yeah, dude. And so this is how are you guys going to approach that drop? For me, I'm going to go straight for the common because I think people aren't going to focus on it. I'm going to use the clock gate strategy. Well, this doesn't really make sense because by the time you guys watch this, it's going to be over. But anyways, what I'm going for that common because if you get a low mint of that common while everyone's focused on everything else, what you got to realize is that's the Back to the Future board. All the rest are cameos. No one gives a fuck about those other ones. Like, yeah, the mints and whatnot matter. That's the fucking one. That is the Marty McFly board that's in all of the series. Right. That is iconic. And think about going through the VeVe-verse. You're on that, and you're on a fucking number 50 edition of that.
Yeah,
flex.
It's the first Mattel product too. Did you guys see that?
Yeah,
I
was
Mattel. So first ever VeVe Mattel product.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
It's a big deal. It's a lot bigger than what people are anticipating. And I love the fact about the implications for the VeVe-verse as well, because it's like, what would you rather? Would you rather be scooting through the VeVe-verse, or would you rather just be in your car? I don't know. I think personally, I'd rather be on a hoverboard. So
dude.
Yeah.
Oh man. So
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for the ultra rare, and then I'm gonna try to take advantage of one of these quick flips on the common. And then, like what you said, James, like the other ones, like I didn't even know these existed, man. Like the Rising Sun, like I've never seen that. So
that Rising Sun is pretty cool. And I could definitely see a lot of Japanese subculture, like people from like, JDM cars loving the shit out of that.
I'm going to look it up.
I'm going to go for a double digit common, man, when the market opens.
Another thing to put in perspective is, so when you watch that video and you see the hoverboard sitting in the car, could you imagine driving through the VeVe-verse, right? And you just cruise along and you got a hoverboard sitting in your back window, and then you can just add all these different features to the cars. And like, these are going to be things that are going to happen and people don't understand. So for starters, this is built on Unity. We've got some of the biggest gaming companies reaching out, begging to work for VeVe. We've got someone who's come over from League of Legends. People underestimate how many people want to, like, there's talks of Decentraland and partnerships and stuff like that. Like, this is going to get so deep. It might not happen, in the next 5 years or 10 years, but to think that VeVe is going to be something just disperses, it's going to be like another wave of the internet. It's going to be connecting our realities. This thing is here for like at least the next 15 years, I reckon.
Oh, for sure.
Man, I've got a question. Okay, so this is actually to kind of, piggyback on what you were saying, James. In my mind, right, I'm like, is David Yu so exceptionally intelligent that he's actually trying to make all these collectibles actually kind of rise like across the board. So here's an example, right? Superman, 8,888 editions, and let's take a Professor, 450 editions. Once you have mass adoption, and let's just say hypothetically 20 million users are on the app, because Superman is such a more popular character, like the floor value of each might actually be more similar than we are anticipating now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
As far as the comic world goes, that's still a big difference in mint. I mean, because comics have millions of fans. Any comic that had 8,000 printed compared to one that had 400 printed from the same series or company, they don't go for the same. Like so that I just don't see it happening, man. Prof is going to be worth a shit ton of what Donnie's worth right now.
Right. That's good to know. I appreciate that.
But with these, they can also alter them, like what they did with Ripmo, right? Because that was like one of the least popular pieces for ultra rare. And we saw what happened after that was animated. So that's why I'm kind of like holding my Corsica and Cosmic, because I feel like if they animate something, it's going to be one of those items that not many people care about.
Or
Good pointer.
Rainicorn from Adventure Time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What you got to look at, right, is like I don't have a lot of experience, but coming from someone who's, worked with these engines, you got to look at what's going to be easiest to animate first.
Yep.
What are their strongest licenses? What were their first licenses? What licenses are going to be more pliable in the sense of what they can do? Tokidoki's already let them animate something. So realistically, something in that everything in that collection will probably get animated. It would make sense. You look at Adventure Time, we're on board quite early. They're already a little bit, their licenses are very fluid and whatnot. Things like DC are going to be harder to do. So I definitely believe anything in the Tokidoki line is a good hold. Like that's definitely a good point, Jeremy.
Yeah.
But what you were saying before, sorry about rambling on, I do this a lot, but what you were saying before about David Yu being exceptionally intelligent.
Yeah.
I believe that what he is doing is creating a way to bring up the price of collectibles in general. Like he's bringing so many eyes to popular culture that weren't there. And that the thing is like in Japan and stuff, this is huge. But like when you look at like Western culture, it's really big, but people sort of look at it like, oh, these guys are a little bit weird for, liking this or whatever. But he's really broadening everything out and bringing a lot more people in the space and respecting collectibles more, respecting these artists. These NFTs are a way for artists to come in and start making some solid coin. What he is doing is he's grabbing something with a potential market cap of being really high and capitalizing on it efficiently and like maximalizing everything out with NFTs.
Well said. Yeah.
There's a lot of crowdfunding stuff you can do with NFTs. And in a sense, VeVe is crowdfunded. When you actually look at it, it's crowdfunded.
And I don't know if you've noticed this as well, but one thing I find exceptionally interesting is that all the edition numbers, because they're just a little bit different than others and there's a lot of comparables, it makes it kind of like this universe where all of us are always just seeing what is more valuable than the others and always being able to reflect off of them. Like every week, it's kind of like, well, what's the edition numbers going to be like for this week, And one thing that I think is interesting is like, I bet you they made like 888 for Kozik, which Dozer accurately predicted, because people then want to compare it to the ultra rare Dragon Girl. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So he's like, I just find it interesting how they kind of come to those final numbers. And it's not like cookie cutter. Like you can't, like, as much as we can make predictions, sometimes I'm like thrown off. I'm like, oh, wait, I don't understand this one. Let me peer into David Yu's mind and Dan Crothers and see why they thought this would be a good idea. So it's super cool. Like,
yeah, dude. And like when people badmouth flipping, like flipping is really, really good for an economy. And it's not flipping stuff for $1. It's like flipping up collectibles. It's creating this culture of trading, and it's very important. Like Frank Kozak was talking about it, as Jeremy said. And the thing is people are talking about, oh, when are we going to get gamification? It's like, we've got gamification right here and you're not seeing it, and you're just shitting on flipping because you don't understand it. Learn that. This is one of the funnest games I've ever played, and I'm making money out of it. Like,
Yeah.
And talking about games, I know that we discussed this at the beginning of the video. I think we wanted to do some discussion about special mints and come up with a crazy mint, and then I want you guys to tell me why it's valuable. Do you mind if I start that off right now? I'm going to come up with a mint, and I want to know from you guys why it's valuable. Okay.
and the collectible and everything as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here we go. So we have a Todd McFarlane. Okay. And it's going to be serial number 2027. Why is that a valuable serial number?
All right, Chad. That is going to be valuable because in the year 2027 is when VeVe is going to be like Apple and Microsoft already. And that's why the McFarlane's going to be worth a lot of money, because it's the year that VeVe finally took off.
Yeah, like,
I like it.
Is that not obvious?
I've been sold items with these same like trains of thoughts. So
yeah. What about a Harley Quinn FA 1912? Why is that important?
Because that's the year the Titanic sank.
Dude, that's what I was thinking, man. Like, it's the only thing I knew that happened in that year, bro. That's funny.
So
oh yeah, that's funny as I've look 1912 right there.
It must have been in my subconscious.
That's the year that Bruce Timm's mother was born.
James wins. No, sorry. Jeremy wins on that one, bro. Jeremy wins. That was funny.
That's hilarious. Dude, that's hilarious, man. I am not good at this. I
got one for you guys.
Okay.
Let's do a death 2015.
Okay.
Well, the world was supposed to end in 2015, and we've got to have a look at the fact, like, since we're in a simulation and whatnot, this could be very relevant to what's going on with VeVe right now, couldn't it? Yeah.
I think Dozer, go next, man. You'll probably have a better idea than me.
In 2015, the creator of Sandman's grandmother probably died. How about
that? All right, 2015. That's when I actually graduated from university. So I think that's why it should be significant for everybody that's buying it.
You're NFT pirates. You're like one of the face of these. So I want everything that has to do with the future. That's when Chad graduated.
Exactly. That'll sell for a premium.
I actually got that on drop. So I was curious about it because I'm holding it because like I looked into it. And I think like one of the bombshells, like the first comic, wasn't that in 2015 or 2016? I think like the first digital one was 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Dude, Jeremy,
that's why I wanted to bring it up to you.
And we just shitting on it.
I know, right? It was entertaining though.
I almost feel like Jeremy tried selling that to somebody with that. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, man.
We just raised the floor on your collectible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up for $9.99. It's on sale.
Okay.
But I think the big thing though, right? Like why we bring this up is because, there's a lot of people that will be like, hey, I've got a 3346. And I'm pretty sure that if you put, the number 33 comic edition together and 46 is the, creator's birthday, then obviously that's going to be worth a ton more. And what we just try to say to people is like, these mints, unless they're extremely apparent, like the 1938 Superman or the 1939 Todd, generally, like you might have somebody that's a little bit more interested in them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to sell at a premium. But I think a lot of people right now are presuming that they are. So I think that's why we kind of did this little game, is because we just wanted to kind of show people, that these serial numbers, yeah, they're important, especially low mints and really apparent numbers, but sometimes people are really taking this to the next level. Am I wrong, guys? I don't know.
Nah, definitely not wrong. Like some of the inboxes I get, I'm just like, I don't know whether to sort of laugh or feel bad, and I'm like, do I respond to this, or like, Is this something that we started and we've got to kind of diffuse this a little bit and start giving some rationality to it? Because man, if we don't put in these like sort of boundaries in early, people are gonna get carried away and just be like, oh well, fucking NFT pirate said this, and now I lost the mortgage on my house.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had people tell me they paid like 1,000 because this was like the year like Becky Cloonan was born. I'm like, dude, that was, I don't know, man, that was a bad move.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Just a minute of silence for that individual.
Yeah, dude.
I know. I feel bad for man. I'll never forget when Ultraman Ace came out. I was on Telegram, and I actually bought an Ultraman Ace that day, and I bought it for like $450. And at the time, that was a steal. Just so you guys know. Now that's obviously not. But there was a guy that bought an Ultraman Ace, like a really high edition, for just over $1,300 US, bro. And I remember everyone on the Telegram chat was like, "Why did you do that?" You know, people just make silly mistakes. I remember a guy traded a Ritmo, a Barda, and I think it was another ultra rare, 3 ultra rares for 1 Nightwing after the Nightwing drop. Like I remember seeing that on Telegram.
Yeah, common Ultraman for $500 because of the FOMO of that day, and that thing is like $40 now, dude. Like true story.
Wow, how much was it? Sorry,
Dude, somebody bought a common Ultraman on the day of the drop for $500.
Oh, dude, I sold a Ultraman Ace for $800 on Discord.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like look at the Ultraman common, it's 39 gems, dude. People are buying it for $500 on the day it released.
Yeah. Yep. I had someone trade me. So I traded I sold a Becky Cloonan Batman for $1,100 plus one of those Ultramans, and like at that stage, and I was like, I forgot what I was gonna get to in that. Man,
that's fine,
man. I'm running on like an hour sleep, dude, and I was like trying to explain something. My brain just like completely went off.
Dude, I made a mistake on Slimer. I was like pretty upset. I spent 500 on a 151, or no, it was like a 121. But dude, I mean, I'm kind of banking on them like animating it with the ghost trap now because I can't do anything with it.
That's not a bad move, Jeremy. Like seriously,
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Like that's not a bad move at all.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's the low mint, dude.
You can find them now for like they're like lower than 200. Like those things, I'm like, I kind of want to buy a couple more.
Yeah.
And that was the day of Superman, and we saw what Superman did like right away. You know, it went up like 3x.
Yeah.
And so I was just like pumped, but it was a good learning experience, man. Going back to the whole like emotional thing.
The way you got to look at these drops, right? So the way you've got to look at these drops is if you've got the first drop that aligns with, you know, GMT or whatever, you've got to look at the fact that they're going to drop the most important one first, and then, you know, you've got like, you know, that for our regional time in Australia, whatever, they're going to be dropping the less popular ones. So the same thing's going to happen with this Back to the Future drop. Like you're going to find that this one will flip for this first drop's going to flip for a heap, and then that Back to the Future drop, you're going to find a lot of them are going to be selling really cheap. And it's just the way they're going to release these. It'll be like a complimentary release sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So that everyone can get, like, they'll drop a low mint collectible that's really important, and then they'll drop another one to sort of soften the blow that these people didn't get collectibles.
Right. That's actually a good way of stating it, James, because that would, like, because for me now, like, I'm like, okay, I kind of had to sell a few things to get the ultra rare for the last drop. But if I didn't do that, I'd be banking on this drop. I'd be like, okay, I got screwed on this one, but I know I'm going to get something tonight. You know what I mean? So that's a good point you make. I think that's, and that's kind of the future of VeVe, right? Like, where you'll probably have those 2 drops every Thursday, or you have a few drops during the week where you're bound to get something that's going to be valuable, you know?
And to everyone, when you make mistakes with collectibles, we all make mistakes. We're not perfect. Don't like get bitter over it. Just learn from it. I myself with that's like, I think I'm pretty good at flipping collectibles. That Slimer, I screwed up on that as well. I paid like 180 gems for one. And it's not even a good mint because I'm like, Superman did so well, and then I'll, look at the price of it now.
But James, even like me, man, I'm not some like comic god. I'll give you an example. The secret rare Ultraman. I got my free one from ECOMI, I was ecstatic for that. But I was looking at these online conversations, like, dude, this thing's gonna be worth like $3,000. So I bought one for like $800, dude. So even now that seems high. I still think it'll go way past 800 at some point. But I mean, like me, man, I made that mistake because I thought it was such a good collectible.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it might not necessarily be a mistake in the long term, but when you're flipping collectibles and trying to make profit, and get like in this gamification aspect, like just trying to work out everything, capitalizing on things at the right time can be the difference between be able to buy multiple of, like, let's say like a Givenchy piece or something, you know what I mean? Like having that money just sitting there at the right time.
It's like stock. It's just like stocks in crypto. It's the same almost.
Yeah, like day trading in a way, yeah.
Man, ECOMI homies, do you guys know who that is? He's one of the guys in the meme comp. He friggin' bought, I think, like 36 or 37 Supermans as soon as it came out because they were going for like 70 gems. So he bought like 10 to 15 at 70 gems, a ton at 80 gems, 90 gems, and now they're all worth 220. So he's like pretty much 2.5 his money on that big of a return. And then I think he like sold some of them off and got a few Givenchy posters, and then they went up. So like some of these guys in here, man, like they're thinking about this stuff like 24/7, trying to really, like, they're like you said, it's like stocks, dude. And the other thing too, this is addicting, man. Like you might in the future have people that are so intelligent that they might actually be just living in the VeVe-verse, flipping things and trading things every day and walking away with 100 gems. Yeah. Be
like I can almost, I feel like if I focused on it, I could almost do that now. Like if there was a money transmitter license, I could literally just start doing that.
Right.
Because at this stage, I'm playing with this stuff, and I'm like, I'm only doing it for like one collectible, and I know it's or 3 collectibles or something. I know it's gonna do really well, and I'm not wrong very often. But I'm just thinking, imagine if I did what ECOMI Homie's done and have like, 80 of these collectibles. Dude, I with the flips that I've made in the market and the predictions that I've made in the market, I could have fucking bought a house by now, dude.
I believe it, man. Off of Givenchy, dude.
Yeah, like Givenchy, Dragon Girl, Superman, like this drop with the Labbits, if
Harley Quinn right now too. You could buy a ton of Harley Quinns, and those be worth a shitload later.
Yeah.
Hey, House of Cards are going to be huge, man.
Oh, they're going to be big because they're part of a series.
If they were released without Givenchy, like by themselves, they would be so much more right now.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no reason for those not to be at like 1,500 in like 2 or 3 months.
Oh, without a doubt.
For sure. Look at it says series 1. So when that next series comes out, people are gonna be like light bulb, and they're gonna go, oh, I remember that, and they're gonna be like, oh, and then they'll be trying to buy them, and then there'll be competition. Those pieces are cool. Cards. You gotta look at ECOMI might gamify things, or you never know. Like the cards. There's a lot of applications in the VeVe-verse for that as well.
And then one thing I keep harping on too is like the type of people, the type of fans that are buying these things. Like when you think about Givenchy, and I think everyone here made these points, but like these are rich guys that are coming in where their wives are big, all Louis Vuitton people. Like this is, think about people from Dubai that are like interested in this kind of, what was the first Givenchy NFT? Oh, it was only 1988. Like, get one millionaire there to buy 10, get 2 millionaires there. All of a sudden, before you know it, the whole floor has risen like at least 100x. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I think that could be one of the actual most expensive collectibles on VeVe in the future, just because of all those points, just because of the fan base. And look at Ray Fixie, right? Like, lives in a gold house. I mean, I saw his home. Like, I'm like, maybe, you know, this is what I'm saying. It appeals to people like himself, right? So I'm like, I don't know if you get another 100 people like him, you know?
Yeah. And what you got to realize is that Ray Fixie would have friends. He's very vocal about what he's doing, but there'd be so many people that would probably in his friendship circle that he'd be raving to, who are also like million or billionaires. There's going to be some big players like this in the game. Wait till you start getting some proper celebrities drop into VeVe. Shit's going to go insane.
It's just like crypto, man. Like the whales are the ones that are hidden. They don't show their face. So Ray is like, he's very different than everybody else.
True.
There's so many whales that we don't even know about.
Yep.
And we were talking about this, James, I think before you came in, Chad. Ray had his 41 Givenchy up for 20K and it sold. And now that one's up for like 9 million or something. But dude, 20K is pretty low.
Yeah.
That's
surprised he did that.
And this is another thing that I believe is going to really blow up VeVe is, so all of these collectibles that are sub 40, who owns them? The licenses own them. Are they going to be releasing them in comps, or are they going to be coming out as developers and artists who worked on these projects coming out and selling them? There's going to be a massive promotion in regards to that, as these famous people who created this artwork start showing themselves and being like, yeah, we use VeVe and we're selling our collectibles. You can own, you know, something by like Bruce Timms or Terry Dodson or something like that, like by one of these artists, Alex Ross. You know, you can own one of the pieces that they owned and they're selling, and, you know, they start getting vocal on their social media.
Man, you're right, man. And there's whales that I know of on here that have like 2,300 plus collectibles. And I remember this was back like 2 months ago. And I remember I was like, maybe not two, like a month and a half, when like the market was shut down, and I was like in a few different groups. And I remember like doing trades with different guys and then following them on VeVe, and all of those same whales have all made their profiles private now. Like a lot of them are going under the shadows, like, because they realized before it was all fun and games. They maybe put in like, you know, 50K to 60K into it, just seeing where this would take off. And now they're realizing it's a substantial opportunity, and they're like gone into the shadows and until there's like a max user base, peak amount of people. And then they're just going to go, here, I'm going to offload 60 Rizzos at like 71,000 a piece. You know what I mean? To undercut the market by like 10K or something. Like that's where I see the future of some of these big whales.
Oh yeah, there's going to be so much market manipulation.
What was that, James?
Oh, there's going to be so much market manipulation. What you got to realize is when you have thousands of a collectible and you own that, like you own the majority of that collectible, you can start manipulating the market to exactly how much you want that collectible to sell. You depict the value of that price, and you're basically just creating money. It's literally an asset that's working for you.
I think that's what's going on with Donnie, man. I think there's probably like 2 or 3 people that own probably 50% of them.
Right.
Yeah, there was that picture of the guy, he had like 20 of them. Like, what do you, come on.
Can you imagine?
Have you seen the guy that has like literally 200 Dragon Girls, and it just looks like his showroom is just a lawn of Dragon Girls? Just imagine just turning up to a VeVe mansion and it's like, hold up, I just got to mow the lawn and it's just Dragon Girls.
Yeah, I saw. Was that you that made that comment on Twitter? I think that was you. You're like, I got to mow the lawn. It does. It looks like a whole bunch of weeds. Like you can't even see the floor. So many damn Dragon Girls.
That's ridiculous. Wow.
It's crazy, dude.
That's what we should do. We should just like collectively like buy one item.
Professor.
Be a collective whale.
Yeah.
Yeah, Professor.
Well, that's the way that, yeah.
Professor's like buying it won't crash to like $1,000, dude.
Yeah. That's how I see the future of this, right? Like, I feel like right now there'll be future guys like us that just didn't hear about this opportunity. And in like 4 years from now, they'll be all part of like a contract where they're like, hey guys, want to do a 25% buy each of a prof. And then that should be a good ROI. And then, you know, stake that out in the VeVeverse for like 4 years. And then all of a sudden you make your money back and then you get sell it off just like you would a house. Like, that's the way that I'm kind of seeing this go, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
The way
like-
I picture this go. Sorry, you go, dude.
No, yeah, I was about to say, I'm not even kidding. And like I said, not financial advice. I really think Prof and him will be demanding like 100K at some point, dude.
Yep. And that Givenchy piece, yeah, I could see that happening with the Givenchy piece as well. Millionaires are going to want that in their house. And when you've got these big whales who have heaps of money, who just don't care about the money anymore, they're going to want art pieces, and they're just going to depict how much that thing's worth. And they're going to be like, well, fuck everyone, because this is, it's our price now, you know? Another thing I picture this going is, for me, because I love studying the market, I could picture myself employing people and teaching them how to trade these and having money, and actually having people working, like making money within the market, you know. And there's going to be people doing this stuff, dude.
James, a
You,
question.
Jimmy.
What do you think is going to be worth more, man? Do you really think it's going to be the Givenchy, or do you really think Givenchy could be worth more than the ultra rare Dragon Girl?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so too.
It's not even comparable. Like,
those are two good pieces to compare because they're both art pieces. That's all they are. They're not a character. They're just art pieces.
yeah, but it's Givenchy, dude. Givenchy.
Yeah.
Givenchy has a bigger global market cap than like the gaming industry and the gaming and collectible industry combined, basically.
And
This
bro,
is what
all we got to think.
What was that, Chad?
Like I was gonna say is like, just imagine in 5 years when like the whole physical world is like on the brinks of digital adoption with everything, the first ever Givenchy piece is going to be like the trademark for Givenchy at that point. Like right now there's hardly any eyes on it, but when everyone's in the digital sphere, like they're gonna look at that piece as like the inauguration of like Givenchy in the digital landscape. Like it's gonna, like, people don't understand like those kind of implications. Like I think that's insane. Like I think that, like you guys said, I don't think 100K is a joke. Like I think that's very reasonable.
It's the first animated art.
What was that? Hey James, the three of us, none of us were high on the ultra rares. All three of us were agreeing that the Givenchy piece was the one to go on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. I was like, yep. Like when you guys were talking to me about it, I was like, yeah, like 100%. Like we already speculated before, and we were in there buying these on the marketplace.
Were you guys able to load up on quite a bit?
I loaded up on 5 of them, and I loaded up on 5 of them, and I sold 4. Actually, at less than I should have. I sold them at like $500 a piece. But the thing is I had a heap of money to play with there, which I've turned into more, you know, and like actually loaded some off and paid some bills and stuff. But the thing is like, yeah, like I loaded up on 5 of them, and I made a few grand out of that, you know.
Yeah, I'm sitting on 12 of them right now. Three double digits.
Jeez.
So like I'm pretty much sold on like these are gonna hit 100K. It's gonna happen.
Wow.
Like, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens, man.
See, when I sold my pieces, it wasn't like so much as a strategic move as it was more, I kind of just needed the money at the time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very bullish on that piece, and it's a piece that I'm gonna stack up on. And
they're still on sale, man. You got to think about it. Like if you go to the website and you look at like a black T-shirt, they're like $500.
Yeah.
Hey
Givenchy.
guys, I got that. I'm checking on VeVe right now, dude. The Labbits, the commons, they're still available, dude.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not sold out yet. I'm actually surprised, dude.
That doesn't make sense.
Right? 3,800 minted. That's a low number, dude. Yeah, that's insane.
How many are left?
It doesn't say, but so the 2 commons, they're still for sale.
Try buy one.
I just did. I just bought 2 right now.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like Labbits are still for sale. The commons. And they're low minted commons. This isn't no, you know,
Uncommons are available as well.
the
Wow.
uncommon's available too. No, uncommon sold out.
No, it says buy now. 285 available.
Wait. The uncommon is available.
The red one.
Okay, I would get that if I were you, because you're gonna
No.
flip
The
that.
uncommon it says sold out, dude.
But
Mine
for
says
James, it
sold out.
says, James, it said, try to buy it.
I bought it.
What the heck? How does that happen?
That's so weird.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
Is it sold out for you?
Yeah, for me it's sold out, but the commons are available still. Those are low minted commons, man. At 20.
It still says
30.
buy now.
Dude, I'd buy those, man, because
Yeah, you're
not
gonna make.
available
You're
to
gonna be the same.
the
James,
floor is 41.
I hate you, James.
You have an Apple?
Wait, what the fuck?
I'm gonna look at my iPad.
This is weird.
Hold up. Yeah, I just bought it for. Hold up, let me go back into that.
Dude, early Christmas present.
Hold up.
Imagine. Wow, imagine ultra rares just like did the same thing.
I know I looked at the ultra rare. It's like, dang.
Shit. What's the floor on that? Oh wow, it went down 550 now.
Yeah, it's still pretty high. 550
What
is
the
a solid.
What the fuck just happened there? Can someone explain that to me? What just fucking happened then?
What does it say?
It says sold out.
But you bought one.
Yeah.
You might have bought the last one available, dude.
Yeah. It's
Well, what
odd.
number did you get?
Maybe it was one that got spat out. What the? Hold up, dude. This is fucking weird, man. I think shit can happen, I guess. You know, maybe it's spat out. Let me have a look.
It's just weird that you saw it and we didn't.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is I was sitting on my wish list. That was
Yeah.
sitting in my wish list, and I hadn't so I had my wish list and the market opened on 2 different tabs, and I didn't exit that, and I just came back and I bought that.
Wow.
It must have just been a fuck up. You've all seen that, right?
Well,
Yeah.
what mid number did you get?
Yeah, let's have a look at this. What the fuck? It's not even it's like 2,738. That it must have been. You know how sometimes when something doesn't process through,
Yeah.
that's what could have happened there. Because me and J Kill were talking about that, and the thing is, once you exit that ecosystem, I don't know.
So quick question. Ultra rare, the backstab Smorkin Labbit, or the Givenchy Pride poster at this current point? Which one do you think is going to rise in value the fastest over the next month between those two?
Well, right now the short term it'll probably be the rabbit, because kind of like Dragon Girl, just based on those mint numbers 888. It's super low, man. That's what people are going to be gunning. There's going to be less available in the market.
Right.
People are still flipping the Givenchy piece.
Right.
I think a big thing with the Givenchy was Ray as well. Kind of manipulated it a little bit and kind of messed it up.
Yeah.
So I think organic growth is very important.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree 100%. Like he's like literally like out there saying, oh, there was a lucky this lucky number, and he's like, I just bought it for fucking like $1,000 something when the floor price on whatever the collectible is would be like $100, and it won't even be a good mint number. It'll be like sub 400, and I'm like, what?
Wow.
It'll just be on some random thing like a fucking like a Murmur Corner or something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and like, I know he's creating a lot of hype and whatnot, but the thing is sustainable growth is important as well, I believe. But you know, this is going to happen. This is going to happen no matter what. And I'm not like hating or anything. People do what they want.
No, it's entertaining.
Is your guys' showroom working at all when you try to see some of the new collectibles? Every time I say it says failed to launch showroom.
Yeah, it's not working for me.
Okay. Just curious.
There was a recent update that happened which didn't seem to do anything with Clockgate. I wonder what that update was for.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this Labbit, right? So like when you look at these 3D modeling, right? And you're looking at that, it looks very like the textures are nice. It looks very 3D. You know, basically when you're looking at that image, it's, you know, it does a really good job of giving you the impression that this isn't on a 2D plane or whatever. But when you look at like Professor and stuff, the textures aren't like the best, and you're looking at like a lot of the beta collectibles.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big thing because beta collectibles stand out from the rest of the collectibles. You can really tell the difference between a new wave of these collectibles and like the OG collectibles, just the way they're modeled and everything. And this is when you're looking at a metaverse kind of thing, like people underestimate things like in regards to lo-fi and stuff like that, and just people love that. I don't know what to go with the niches, but anyways, it's going to be the beta. When you're looking at this back in like 10-15 years and you've got a Professor and it's looking all janky compared to these crazy looking modeled collectibles wherever they're going in the future, these are going to be really desired collectibles. That Professor, I reckon, is probably the most slept on collectible on the marketplace right now.
100%, dude. There's no way it should be selling for $1,000.
Yeah, 450 made. That's giving it a market evaluation of only 450K if you're selling it at 1,000.
There's less Professors than ultra rare Harley Quinn. Ultra rare Harley Quinn is one of the most expensive pieces on the platform.
Right. Like, think about that. Like, how does that even make any sense, right? Like, there's 50 fewer editions, and what is that Harley Quinn going for? It's about 7K minimum.
Yeah. I mean, $6,000. You got 50 less Professors, and it goes for $1,000. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, dude, once you release this video, those are going to go up in value.
Yeah.
What was
that? Once we release this video, those are going to go up in value.
Oh yeah,
the Professors.
Providing people watch it this far in, like what are we, like 3 hours in?
Dude, people do it. I watched through it all.
I'm hoping that this records the whole amount, because for some reason once I get over an hour and something on the cloud, it just crops it. But I got to get more storage in my computer and whatnot. My computer's a bit spazzy at the moment, so once that works out, either way, we covered a lot in that first bit, anyways.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good discussion.
Yeah, we should talk future drops. What do you guys think is coming up?
Yeah.
More comic-related drops, man.
More
bombshells, more cover girls, and more Batman Black and White, dude. We're gonna keep getting more sets. Hey, you know which one's due for another Harley Quinn, black, white, and red?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Or Wonder Woman.
You know what I'm thinking?
The debut as a bombshell at some point.
Sorry, what was that?
So,
but I think Wonder Woman, she's gonna make her debut as a bombshell, maybe.
Right.
Yeah,
I think they might have the black and gold series with that Jen Bartel designed. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a really iconic bombshell statue of her. She's kind of like breaking chains. She looks really cool.
Yeah.
I could see that one being the one they probably go with when she becomes a bombshell.
You know what I'm actually a little bit worried about, guys, in the future? Sorry to change the subject, but we all saw that what happened with GameStop, right? And like everything on Reddit. Like my fear is like, imagine, some of these guys or some of these groups are created, and you have 4,000 guys that have a lot of capital that just are like, let's go buy a Pepperino, and all of a sudden Pepperino becomes a $2,000 collectible because they totally wiped it. Yeah,
that could happen. That could totally happen.
Like.
Pepperino, is that the one with 2 horns?
They have a Pepperino group, man. They have a group of Pepperino, and they were all trying to buy them up, but I'm surprised they haven't gone up. It's still pretty low.
They call and the group's called like 2 horns or something like that.
2 horn club.
It's the only one with 2 horns, bro. Think
Yeah.
about
It's funny because there's an actual Twitter guy that's named Pepperino, and I did a few reviews of different collectibles, and then he responded to me one time and he's like, "What about Pepperino?" And I started crying because literally his Twitter account was dedicated to Pepperino. I'm gonna see if I can find him because I thought that was unreal.
You know what would be funny as if like somehow that group drove it up and he comes back and he's like, "Who's laughing now?" And he's just got like his avatar is like a cropped in picture of Pepperino.
Hey, you know, it'd be hilarious if people started a laughing Batman group. Like, you got to get 16,000 people at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's not.
Don't
It's not an
underestimate
easy
it,
task.
bro. Don't underestimate it. Did you ever see VR chat what they did with Ugain and Knuckles running around going "Do not away"?
Oh, that
Do
was
not
awesome.
underestimate people, dude. They can do crazy shit.
You know, this is the
Dan.
you could make a VR chat like that saying, "Do you know Comic Wave?"
Man, you know what I'm thinking? I dig this dynamic. We should start a clubhouse where we talk on like if you, I don't know whether you would be interested, but just try and work our way up by getting views and getting a clubhouse club, because like on Clubhouse you can actually create a club which stays open, but you just got to work your views up. If we had that club in and we can have moderators and work that up and try and get enough people involved, just constantly talking about certain floor prices and stuff like that, I just feel like that would be a really good way to get people's ideas on things and really help with flipping, you know, because the people on Clubhouse, it's all the people involved are actually the underground and are really, really involved. And it's what lies beneath the surface. So it's like the what you could get done within these communities is insane.
I agree.
Yeah, solid idea, James.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to like do more live discussions with everybody too, man. Like have the four of us just go live and just literally chat to like people and like, you know, about collecting and like have different themes for each week. Like kind of harping off what you're saying, James. It's like, I just feel like I love that community engagement, and it just really helps kind of tackle some of these challenges, because sometimes people ask very peculiar and very specific questions, things that I haven't even thought of. And you're not always able to address it in a video format like this, like, you know, so it'd be kind of cool. And I think it'd be super engaging. And I think, James, you mentioned that last time, dude. So like, let's get it rolling. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, it'd be sick just to hear what people have to say. Cause like, man, I've had some people reach out and say some stupid stuff, which is understandable if you're new in the community, like you're just learning and whatnot. But then I have some people who come out and say stuff and I'm like, what the hell? How does this person not have content out there? And I know like not everyone makes content, and I'm just like, wow, they've analyzed this like way further than I ever thought of. And
That's what happened with
it
me,
makes
like,
sense.
Yeah, that's what you happened with me. Like you got to know me, James, and you told me you need to start making content, and lo and behold, I started putting out videos.
Yeah. That's why I edited that first video. I'm like, dude, you need to make content. You're like, and it seemed like you weren't really confident in it. And I'm like, dude, look at your fucking Instagram, your knowledge, crazy, dude. Got that out, and everyone loved it. Like,
Yeah, man.
Like that's another thing why I want the clubhouse is like, if I see anyone who I think could have good content and have a good take on something that I think's unique, I'm gonna pump you up and I'm gonna help you get there, because I just think it benefits the community, you know?
Yeah.
100%.
But man, how many subs do you need to go live on YouTube?
I think it's 1,000 if I'm not wrong.
No,
maybe
not anymore. Anybody can go live now. It used to be 1,000.
Oh, okay, cool.
But you can go live with like 2 or 0.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Are you
yeah,
serious?
we should do that, man. Like whenever I told James, you know, whenever you guys need like a fill-in, man, just hit me up. Or if you guys want to go live, man, I'm down.
Sweet.
It's fun, like just like hanging out and talking to you guys.
Yeah, dude.
Even asking you guys questions.
You like, from someone who's so like broad in the space, You have such an understanding of this niche that I actually didn't expect. Like I knew that you'd have a good understanding, but it's way deeper. And having a conversation with you is like really good to hear your take on things, dude. You know,
I appreciate it. 1 second.
Oh no, what happened? He's a T-Rex now.
Dude, I can't believe we haven't had Jurassic Park yet.
I know, it's true.
Yeah, Jurassic Park. It almost looked like they were gonna release it like pretty soon, and then you kind of just stopped hearing about it.
Bro, once they released Jurassic Park vehicles, the Jeeps, bro, that I love the DeLorean, but I want that Jeep.
Oh, for sure, bro.
That Jeep is way cooler. That Jeep is so cool. So another thing that they could drop on us at any stage, which will be huge, is Monster Hunter, dude.
Oh yeah,
Monster Hunter is gonna be insane, dude.
Say hi.
Yeah, it's my turn now.
You got a real dog
going on right now.
That's a real dog.
That's
say hi.
Hey.
Okay, see ya. Yeah, the thing about the Monster Hunters is those are like super complex models. Like that, you know, I think like a lot of devices are going to struggle with those, and I think that's why those were delayed, because they were supposed to be season 1.
I think that the collective I think that devices will be capable of processing it, providing everything, all the rendering is done efficiently, and I think it's just taking them a long time to build that.
Yeah, they'll be good now with the new engine.
Yeah. Like they're running on Unity now, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's Unity is so powerful, dude.
Oh yeah.
And
and I think that's why Jurassic Park was delayed too, because I'm pretty sure those are going to be moving. I hope.
Yeah, they'll be moving. If they're not,
and the Ghost Trap too.
Yeah, so like one thing that a lot of people don't realize, and I actually said this on the first podcast with Chad, is that those Jurassic Park models are taken straight from the movie. They're actually dealing with the actual, like what they used on the movies, the CGI. They're actually dealing with that and basically scaling it down so a cellular device can use it. So obviously they got to take out a lot of, you know, a lot of the detail and everything. Kind of like how when you cut like a 8K video down to 1080p, you know, same sort of deal. Yeah. So like, bro, the detail on those are going to be insane. And could you imagine the T-Rex? Like, you know, a lot of that is the stuff that leaked. I don't think it's leaked stuff, but that gives you an idea of what that could actually look like, because it's showing you what's already capable of being processed on a mobile phone. So if VeVe got a hold of it, how much better processed that would be. So it's giving you an idea of how complex these dinosaurs could be. Like, imagine walking down the street and seeing these, when you got AR glasses, seeing these dinosaurs.
That's when it's going to get fun.
Did Dozer take off?
Yeah. Oh, hold up. I got to admit him back in.
You want to say hi?
Man, this is my favorite podcast so far, and I know a lot of people might probably. This is the thing. Whenever you're saying really valuable information and you start getting really deep and analytical, a lot of people start sort of switching off. I've noticed this like on my analytics. Which I don't care, because the people that I want to watch this are the people who want to get analytical about it. And that's who I'm making content for. I'm not necessarily about the views or the retention. I'm about providing value, which in return will give me retention later date. But like, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, Jeremy, when you get really analytical about certain things, people seem to be like, I want what can benefit me now, and I want the easy solution.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like we're talking about, we've started talking about some actual like deeper stuff in this ecosystem that can actually really make people money. Not financial advice. That can really make people money. And yeah, I think a lot of stuff that's being talked on here is very valuable content.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that you guys do this like right after drop too. 'Cause then you can like we're like looking at our phones, like talking about what's going on, like what the floor is and that kind of stuff. It's cool. But yeah, if you go live, I think that will be pretty legit.
Man,
Yeah,
imagine
right.
doing this live every time, James. Just like the same thing, but just going live.
Yeah,
James,
because
people probably tune in, dude.
initially,
Especially after the drop, because like after the drop, people are like, all right, how much are these going to be worth? They're going to search for VeVe, whatever. You know, they're going to be like, VeVe's on their mind.
dude, I didn't even think about that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. Whenever you guys want to go, let's go.
Yeah.
James,
Yeah.
if you start going live, dude, people will tune in immediately, and they won't even have to worry about watching it later. They'll probably just want to listen right now.
It'll probably get way more views too. Like, so because people will know we know what we're fucking talking about. So they're like, oh, is this shit going up or is it going down?
And when things are live, you don't have to worry about like all the editing and whatnot like that. You're just starting to talk things, and people understand it's not going to be a polished product, so they're more generous with how they view it.
Yeah, James, let's promote the hell out of it, dude, and then we'll just go live starting next Thursday. Just do it. We'll promote the hell out of it this week. Starting next Thursday, we'll go live, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I reckon what we do is we start going live. And I start going live, and we have Jeremy on, for sure. And the people that we get in, that we interview and whatnot, I think that we start doing maybe like a new one every 2 weeks. That way we can start focusing more on the quality of what that person can bring to the community.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like I want to start, like I'd love to start interviewing people like NFT Catcher and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm really keen for that to come out. I've been sort of working on persuading him and bringing him over because he's not the most social person.
That's gonna be so cool.
People don't know much about NFT Catcher. I seen NFT Catcher drop on Staying Alpha. That's sort of when I heard about it before then, but that was when I first understood what his knowledge was like. And I reached out to him, and Staying Alpha downplayed that so much. He didn't even understand what he was looking at when he was talking about it. And that interview annoyed me so much. I like Staying Alpha and all, but he's not really into the collectibles. He doesn't care too much about them. No shade on his content. I do like his content, but that interview was a golden interview. And if I had the opportunity to be interviewing him, then that would be like some of the most valuable content. Like what we could do with that would be insane.
Right.
You know, and the NFT Catcher should be a way stronger group than, well, it's more underground, but that NFT Catcher group, I'm surprised it's not absolutely massive. Like it's already pretty big, but like not more people are talking about it. Like I never hear anyone drop NFT Catcher on Twitter or anything like that. It's only these guys, and it's like, oh my god, dude. These guys are basically like, hey, this is going to be the next Bored Apes. People go buy that collectible, and then bam, it's fucking 5x'd. Yeah, so like, and the thing is, once we start interviewing NFT Catcher, we can start interviewing people from other spaces, from other NFTs, and bring them in talking about the NFTs, like the actual developers of these projects and the artists and stuff. These are the kinds of people I'd love to have on the show, because I'm like, hey, I really like this artist and I'd love to see them on VeVe. Let's try and bring them into Artist Alley. Do you know what I mean? If we were bringing people into Artist Alley, what would that mean for us within the community? That would be really big. Do you know what I mean? Like if we're like helping scout, especially with the affiliate program and stuff like that, like there's a really big opportunity right there, I think. And this is something that, yeah, once we go live, bro, like I didn't realize we could go live already. Once we go live, bro, like
Alex is the limit.
Yeah, bro, this will blow up because like
Chad, bro. Chad's Chad, dude.
Dude, one thing I'll say, if you go live, you have to do it like 24 hours before. So set up your live, and then it takes like 24 hours to get like approved or whatever they do. So you can't like go live for the first time like that day.
Okay, so once you've done that, do you have to get approved?
Yeah, it only takes like 24 hours. Then after that, you'll be good. Because I tried it with like some of my other like channels that had like 1 sub. And yeah, for all of them, you have to do that. Like you'll go live, and then it will tell you that you can't go live, and then it will tell you that you have to wait. But that's one thing that just keep in mind.
Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking like I really like this dynamic. We could be really like the 4 horsemen of the NFT apocalypse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like
The 4 horsemen of the VeVe apocalypse, man.
yeah, like the 4 horsemen of the VeVe. But like
Yeah. And
like
I think it's beneficial for all of us, right? Because like when I look at NFT Jeremy, I'm like, he's got a huge user base. So it's like, you know, not only could we potentially get more traction there, but at the same time, we've got a really engaged VeVe fan base. So like, I feel like, you know, not only just because we're like friends of the space, but I meant like from a business aspect and angle as well. I feel like it makes good sense too.
yeah, and not just that, it's not just so much the user base, it's your understanding of you know, editing the content, what people are looking for, you know, growth, everything in regards to this space, you know. And we've got like a lot covered with like community. Like I feel like, you know, I don't know about you, Jeremy.
What was that?
I don't know about you, Jeremy. 4 horsemen of the VeVe apocalypse.
Oh, dude, I'm down, man.
Yeah.
It's just there's sometimes like on Thursdays, dude, I'm gonna try everything I can to make it happen. But sometimes I have like meetings and crap we got to sit through.
Oh, that's
But
cool. It's not like a all the time thing, but it's just like definitely feel like
bro,
this
next
is
Thursday for
powerful.
sure.
We got to get that live going
Yeah.
for sure.
Yo, guys, I hate to cut it short, but I'm unlike you guys that are all doing so well. I've got my 9 to 5 still, so my boss is texting me, and I'm like, I probably gotta go do some work now. Unfortunately, I work in research, so it's just like pretty much like things are due at certain times, and then I have to stay up late to get them done sometimes. But I've got to go, so I apologize.
Yeah,
I
good.
Yeah,
Have a
it
good
was
one.
great seeing you guys, man.
Yeah, it was a great chat, dude. Great chat.
You're killing it, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing your
Thanks,
thing,
man.
dude.
Thanks,
Yeah,
bro.
You're a machine.
And keep sending the advice, like anything to improve the quality. Like I want to make the videos better. Like I'm going to get a camera to make it more HD, like a new mic, all that shit. So any advice you guys have for me too, like I'd love to hear it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Transforming is like VeVe legend, bro. Like in the last couple months, dude.
I wish, man. I wish. And Jeremy, good seeing you, bro. It's been a while, so.
And
Yeah, good talking to you, man.
I'll help you get that intro out and stuff as well.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I got to get rid of that little like NFT pirates, and then it just goes away.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, what is up, everybody? Like I say the same thing every time. So, anyways,
I think you're doing a good job, man. Like that last video that I watched, it was like a minute and a half, and you just like you brought so much information in that minute and like people just want information, and you don't want to just sit there and like listen to you like, hey, this is what happened today. I went to the grocery store, and like you're just like people don't want to listen to that stuff unless it's like a something like this, like a platform like this.
Right.
But
right.
You're doing a good job at that for sure.
You get stuff out fast, bro, and you're very analytical. It's great. I love your content, bro. We'll let you go now, dude.
You guys have come a long way. You've come a long way too.
Yeah, we came from nothing, man. It's pretty sick. So I really appreciate all the support, guys, and vice versa. Like I think all of our content's really cool and unique and great. So, but yeah, I'm gonna take off before my boss is like, do you have a fucking YouTube channel?
Oh wait, they don't know yet.
They have no idea, bro. Yeah.
That's
all right, guys.
Hilarious.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Nice seeing you guys.
No worries. Are you guys cool to chat for a bit, or are you heading off as well?
I got like a little bit. I got to leave in like 20 minutes though, man. I got like 20 more minutes.
Yeah, I'd say
that's
about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Hey,
cool.
I mean, you're more of a YouTube pro, dude. Like way more advanced than us. I mean, what do you think? What do you think of like my videos, man? Like, what can I make to make mine better? Because I'm legitimately new, like newer than Chad. Like these guys got me into it. Like I literally just started playing with videos.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is like when do you have like headphones on right now?
Yeah, I have a mic inside my Beskar helmet.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is like maybe if you could get like a lavalier or something to where you can get like a little better quality sound. But
that's what I've been saying, like one of those clip t-shirt ones.
yeah, honestly, man, like your content is so solid and there's so much information that you don't even think about that.
Okay.
Because
Cool,
you're bringing a whole new angle that nobody else really brings.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Anyone who comments on your microphone at this stage are just haters and are actually threatened by your content. That's my
Dude,
opinion.
the fact that Ultraman did what it did after your video, that should tell you something.
And you're so new, dude. Like,
yeah.
So like you've got a big community in the comic space, but you're very new in VeVe.
Oh, 100%.
Bro, I've been working at this for like 5 months before I could get that kind of manipulation. And you're in here like straight up doing that. So it just shows how extensive your knowledge is, bro.
Cool, man. Well, that's good to know, dude.
Plus the Mando vibe, it sounds good. Those lav mics are pretty expensive. Like some of them can be like $300 for a shirt clip mic.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the shirt clip mic, but I have it inside my helmet.
Yeah, the thing about when you have a shirt clip mic, when you have it in your helmet, you've got the feedback, and where with the microphone sitting changes, so you get discrepancies. Whereas if it's a shirt mic, it's everything that's amplified within the helmet.
Okay.
Plus, you can actually get ones where you can monitor what you're saying. So as you're talking, you can hear yourself in real time, and monitoring yourself through headphones really helps with visualize what you're actually talking about.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna see if I can go against my creed, bro, because Mandalorians put their mic inside their helmets.
Oh, it's technically inside your helmet. You could even clip it on the helmet. It's just more about having the helmet there and the mic there, and then it hitting the wall, and then hitting your face, hitting the wall. You know what I mean?
Okay. Cool, man. Well, I mean, we talk every day. We'll probably discuss that shit later too.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty good deals on labs. Like
Okay.
you can probably cop one for like $50 or $70.
Yeah, for sure. But I know the one I bought is really good. It was like $200. I know I got a really good mic. Gotta set it up properly.
Okay. Well, yeah. Have you guys heard of the new Non-Fungible's new beat?
It's actually so good, dude.
I haven't heard it yet. For the Back to the Future.
Oh no.
What? I think it's just posted that.
Dude, the one about the rabbits, like, so listening to his music, I like the music, and I could see with the direction it was going. But when that rabbit one come out, I'm like, oh damn, I really fuck with this.
Dude, people really do sing that I got my NFTs. That thing gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, it
gets catchy.
It gets stuck in your head, and I like play it off as like sort of a, like, you know how like a nursery rhyme gets stuck in your head, it's like really fucking catchy.
Yeah.
This rabbit one is just like, it's a vibe, bro. Like I feel like I can sit there and just chill to it. I was like, when it came up, I was like, wow.
You should share your screen and watch this one, because I want to listen.
Yeah, for sure.
We could be like, what's it, Dan, when he did like a video, like when he was listening to it, he's just bobbing his head the whole time.
Yeah. I love how involved Dan is. Sorry, not Dan, Reese.
Oh no, I was talking about Dan. What's his channel? Daniel Lee.
Daniel Lee. Because I was gonna say Daniel Crothers. That doesn't sound like Daniel Crothers.
Oh, I'm sure they do it too. They all probably listen to it together.
Bro, okay.
Non-fungible, wonderful, man. He's such a cool guy too, man. We had him on our show a couple.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's a cool dude, man.
He's so wholesome, dude. He is so wholesome.
I loved his skits that he started off with. Shit's funny.
We talked offline before we went live, and he's just a really, really cool guy, man. Really down to earth.
Like I had a couple skits going, and then I seen his, and I'm like, No,
Yeah.
that's his thing.
Yeah.
he can have that. I ain't competing with that. He's so good at it, and he's so wholesome, dude. And I love the fact that he's into all these. He's creating his own like augmented reality stuff, and he has a really good understanding of what's going on. But he doesn't sit there and brag about it. He's not like, "Hey guys, I know about this, and this is why you should listen to me." He's just like, "I love this. This is sick. I want to share this with you." Like, he's passionate, and like having people like this in the community really makes the community feel special.
I love the whole pineapple brand too, man. That shit's cool, dude.
Oh my god, he bought a Labbit. Oh, you know that Labbit, the Prime Cuts Labbit?
Yeah.
Look, what do you think about that? Because the like, I don't know if you notice, like some collective when you see a set, the artist tends to, on the artist drop, like the artist tends to put their favorite collectible as what represents it. Like, you know, with the Dragon Girls, you got the purple one and whatnot with Simon Legno, and then, you know, with this you know, you've got the Prime Cut Slab It. Like, do you think that there's going to be value within the ones that the artists really like? Because like I don't know, like I feel like, I don't know, it's just it's just a I don't know, like I feel like there's a reason why when the collectibles are dropped, why they wouldn't just represent the brand with the what's going to sell the best. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's obvious what's going to sell the best. Why isn't that representing it? Like, you know, you've got the Laughing Batman was the coolest looking collectible, and you got that as the common, like things like that. Do you know what I mean? However, I don't know about the Labbit. However, I don't know about the Labbits one. That's definitely not my favorite piece.
Which one?
The Prime Cuts one. There must be some kind of meaning behind it.
Yeah, which one you mean? The common one, right?
Yeah, the Prime Cuts. It looks like how you'd label like a hawk.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do too much research on the other ones because I was just so fixated on the ultra rare, man.
You know, low key, my favorite one out of this drop was the red one.
The red one? I just love the ultra rare, man. It's such a badass looking one. With the,
The ultra rare is such a badass looking collectible, but I'll show you why the red one was cooler. As Jeremy was saying,
I like the neon one. It's cool.
man, I didn't pick up the neon. I kind of regret not picking one up because the floor and stuff's climbing.
I'll tell you right now, I sold mine for like 200 each, and the floor right now is at 108.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I tried to dump them as quick as possible.
the rare?
Yeah.
That always happens with the rare. But so
Yep,
the reason why I like this common is like when you open it up, you've got his fucking. Oh, I'll just get it up. Here we go. That butthole.
Dude, the biggest butthole, man. It's gonna be valuable.
Look at look how cute that little pecker is. It's the only. It's the only one with a butthole.
Wonder if you can like zoom in and like go inside. We're gonna be finding like discrepancies like inside the butthole.
No, this is the launching of the VeVe verse.
Hey, James, imagine if you blew them up so big that you're inside the butthole is your whole ball is inside the butthole.
Wait, I should do a video on that. Be like, hey, I found something off about this collectible. You've got the butthole, and if you look, and then as it opens up, and then it's like VeVe verse.
Dude, you should do that, man. That's funny.
I'll do that for the meme comp.
Enter his butthole and you see nothing but common DeLoreans everywhere. Hey, so Jeremy,
funny.
I hate on the common DeLorean, so I just do not like that collectible, man. It's such a bad collectible.
We
Yeah.
we have a
Yeah.
very mutual hate on that collectible.
Dude, and it sucks, man. Like the DeLoreans are so awesome and so cool.
I bought
But-
17 of the common DeLorean. That was the worst
Oh.
mistake I made.
I don't know. I mean, when they're drivable, they'll go up.
Yeah, but with that being said, what I spent on those 17 collectibles could have been strategically
Yeah.
placed better.
Right.
But with that being said, the hype when that drop was happening and the app wasn't working properly, and then it's like, wait, look, it's drivable. I'm like, what? Bow, 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 bow. And then they took it away. I'm like, fuck you.
I couldn't drive mine. I was trying.
Yeah, no, you could drive the ultra rare and the common. And
So
I was
why
just
don't you
like-
like them just because of the high mint numbers?
Oh, I
Dude,
actually
yeah.
like the collectible, but from a collector's perspective.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I hate the mint numbers. I hate that 50,000 mint number. And this is the thing about it. It's useless because it has no purpose. You already have the ultra rare.
Yeah.
What's the point of the common? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, think of it like this, right? Think of it in this way. What would you rather like you don't want 50,000 people having the same collectible as you. You'd rather only 400 other people because it makes you special. In the VeVe verse, you know what I mean? Like you're the only one with this avatar or whatever like that.
Yeah, and I think from VeVe's standpoint, I think it was a lesson learned for them. I don't think they're going to do anything like that ever
No.
again.
I think
They're
it will
still,
also
they're still in beta.
act like us and actually make the right move.
Oh, I'm happy dropping that money to help VeVe grow because I think that drop really helped VeVe VeVe grow. It might have sort of annoyed people a bit, but the amount of money they made off that would have been huge for VeVe.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
That was the
the
first
rare-
drop that I was actually able to buy on drop
Yeah.
day. So that it kind of is special to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
I just don't like the rare and common, man. Like I don't see the purpose of those two. They should have just done the ultra rare and just left it at that.
I mean, I don't have any right now. I sold them all, but yeah, you're right. You're right. Like it's kind of weird that they made 3 of the same thing. And the only difference is like you can open the door.
Yeah, and like the rare is basically useless. It's like the dead version of the ultra
Yeah.
rare and the
I'd
common.
rather the common than the rare.
Yeah, the commons. Yeah, the commons. Like, yeah.
Like at least I can open the doors of the common and have a look at flux capacitors illuminated. I look at the rare and I'm like, what do I do with it? Oh, I know. Throws it in the bin.
Yeah. Like Laughing Batman is at least the first appearance and it's at least 16,000. And at least it's a really cool looking character and there aren't other versions of it. This, like the common, it's like, I don't need this. I already have my cool ultra rare.
Yeah, and then people will be like, but what about when it gets animated? It's like, yeah, that's cool. And that's why we shit on it so much because we want VeVe to do something about it.
Hey man.
Like, you know,
my-
Dude, what do you guys think of like fast, man? I thought the fast drop would happen.
and that is like the most thing that I'm so hyped about. So hyped about that fast drop, dude.
I thought it would happen with the release of the movie.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, he's onto something. And I'm like, and a lot of people are like, well, then they haven't talked about it. And it's like, well, what about all these other drops? Like that Givenchy drop, they were like Givenchy. I'm like, oh yeah, we might see Givenchy in the next fucking 10 months. And then bang, it's like there that week. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Ron English too. Like that drop happened like a couple of weeks after they announced it.
Yeah. You know, and so like you've got stuff that's just sitting there and then fermenting and then you bang. So like I was like, yeah, Fast and Furious, like you know how Aerotop fucking Supra, dude. Like if I had an Aerotop Supra, you know how many I live in this like Asian community where everyone just drives souped up Japanese cars. There's so many people I would get in on this app. I'd be like, oh look, and they'd be like, oh my god.
Hey James, you know what's crazy? Fast will be the first. It could be the first set that implements being able to customize NFTs. You know how you'll be able to customize the vehicles? I think that's going to bring a whole new factor to VeVe.
Dude, that would be cool.
Yeah, dude, that would be amazing.
Change
I love
the colors and wheels and stuff, the rims.
Yeah, thing is I don't want them. Man, they can do what they want, and obviously it depends on what licensing they have. But like, I mean, Fast 5 would be cool, but to me, Tokyo Drift. If they release Tokyo Drift, oh my god, dude! Like, you got rivalry happening within that. You know, you've got the Nissan Z and.
Like, dude, we're gonna get all those movies, man. Like, I mean, they have so much material to take from all these different models of cars. You know what? I just want a freaking Batmobile, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of that like you're looking at Tokyo Drift and you're looking at all the vehicles in that show and all the ones that get like hyped up really that get like super hyped up, and they still couldn't do nothing with the Nissan Z. With the new Nissan Z.
Yeah.
Like it was like the most like badass looking car on that show, but still it like people just sort of pick what they want out of these things. Like the Aerotop was a big one, the R35. If you could get the first R35 interactive NFT ever made, that would people probably don't realize how much that would go for, because there's such a strong culture related to these Japanese cars, dude. It's insane.
I can't wait till they release. I know VeVe has come. They have deals with a few car companies too.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's one thing that that people sort of also don't look at, like from my perspective, that is there's a lot of these niches that are like really strong sort of within themselves, like that VeVe's bringing out. Like VeVe will bring something out and they'll bring out a Ron English drop, and it's not really my thing, but like I'm not really that big on those serial killers. But then when you actually look in the Reddit and you look at everything related to that, that's a really, really, really popular drop because of what it represented. And you've got to look at all these little sub communities that are going to grow. They might not grow now because people don't know about it, but what about when they know about it? There's like, it depends on how strong the community is. So if you want to see collectibles turn around real fast, you know, that's an example of where Dragon Girl could do really well, because the Tokidoki fan base is ridiculous. They might not be the biggest, but they are so crazy. They're some of the craziest people in the collecting space. Like when they drop these little physical Tokidoki blind box thing, they're not got blind box, but they're a box that you open up and you can get all these variants. Bang, sell out, like instant sell out physical collectibles, just like that. Because companies will just come in and buy them and then resell them and whatnot, because like they're like basically a staple in like Japanese fast food places. You'll go buy like, you know, your bubble tea, and then they'll be selling them off to the side and stuff like that. It's like a big streetwear staple in Japan that people just sort of aren't really aware of. And that Simon Legno piece was the first art piece, sculpture like that was available to the public by that artist, and it's an NFT, whereas everything was all these little cute sort of unicorns and stuff. So this was like a big piece, and once the Tokidoki fan base find out about that, I could really see that piece blowing up even further.
Oh, for sure.
All right, James. Hey, dude, I gotta take off, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go as well, man. I'm tired. I gotta get some work done. I've got to head off and bloody set a house.
But hey, thanks for joining us, Jeremy. It was a freaking honor having you.
Yeah, it was fun talking to you guys, man. So we're gonna do next Thursday. So you guys planning on?
Yeah, Keen, lock that in. We're gonna do it live.
Cool. Yep. Looking forward to it.
No worries. Have a good one, dude. Catch you later.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Later, guys.